Welcome ma-Afrika matle ka lebitso nna ke Eva wa Hantiso ebile ke a amohela lenanong la rona le le tjhabang tsa bare ke Sfun'Umsebenzi a ke re tseba re COVID-19 e fihlile ya re tarakanya maboko bona re lahlelwa ke mesebetsi ba bang ba rona. We've lost our furnitures, we've lost our jobs, companies are retrenching people. Le COVID-19 ke bana ba stopiste ditjhelete because of corruption. Jole re etsa jwang? Good TV Africa, that is why it came with this show. A re ha re thuse batho ba leng hore ba hloka mesebetsi le bao ba leng hore ba batla ho bula dikgwebo empa tjhelete ha eyo. Jole he ke kopa re ka tsatsing lena o tlo tseba hore re tlo ruta ntho tse ngata hore na ke manane a feng o ka etsang hore o fumane mosebetsi le hore hape o fumane tjhelete ya o qala kgwebo ya hao. Today we are visiting the first company ya rona e leng hore e ruta batho ntho tse ngata hore na ba etsa jwang ke tsela e feng e tshwantse ba yenke. Jole ke kopa o lo nnetse jalo ha rona tsere tjhetjhe. Welcome, Africa Matla. You're still watching Sfun'Umsebenzi, and next to me, I have a very handsome gentleman who's also an entrepreneur. This man, he's so many wins, he's got so much under his profile, and I don't know what to say. I am so excited to be here. Kwandile as Kosana, right?
Yes, yes.
How are you, sir?
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
I am so good. Please don't make me blush because today we are discussing a very serious issue, which is unemployment. So better make sure that you don't make me blush, all right?
No, it's all right.
So I can see that you're wearing a beautiful, top. It's written Rudo Institute.
Yeah.
Can you please tell us a little bit about Rudo Institute before we come to you? Because I know that you've got so much to tell about yourself.
Yeah. So Rudo Institute started in 2018. But the whole business in education started in 2005. So basically, I come from Davidson, one of the disadvantaged communities that exists in the city of Ekurhuleni. But then we realized that I was fortunate enough to go to certain schools and then go to varsity. But like most of my friends, most of my colleagues, didn't get the opportunity to go to varsity. But when we started to interrogate some of the issues that lead them not to go into varsity, we realized that some of our schools are not resourced. So by resourced, I mean they don't have libraries, they don't have books, they don't have this and that. So we made it our cause to make sure that these schools have libraries. So we went door to door asking for book donations. And then it resulted in us doing a whole campaign with 702, Ready Klabi, and then she promoted us. We landed up with over 2 million books with different sources. So
2 million?
2 million books.
Oh my God.
Then we asked ourselves, what do we do with 2 million books? So we established 14 libraries across the country, and then 2 of which we were fortunate enough to do them live on TV with Zola. And yeah, that was great. Last year we launched one in Tembisa, and hopefully going to do more projects with them. Yeah. But when we realized that now that we've established these libraries, what's next? We realized that the reason why people aren't able to get employed, the reason why some of our people get certain jobs and not other jobs is because they're not employable because they don't have necessary skills or qualifications or so on and so forth. And then some of them, the reason why they earn so low salaries is because of the things that they've studied. The reason why they study those things is because there's no institution of higher education and training in the city of Ekurhuleni that caters for that niche. And also, we may have another conversation to say the reason why people aren't going to university is because it's expensive. And people that come from low-income houses don't have the money to fund their studies. So we made it our business to establish this training institution in a township called Davidson. And our next 5-year to 10-year dream is to establish a university in Davidson and have satellites in other townships across the country and then move into the SADC region. Yeah, so basically that's our journey in education. Yeah.
That's a very interesting story. But before we dig deeper into Rudo Institute, let's go back to Kwandile.
Yes.
Who was Kwandile before you became the Rudo Institute director, I guess?
Yes. So I think my names are very significant to the things that I'm doing today. So my name is Gwandile. I'm the first grandchild to my grandfather. So he gave me the name because I was expanding the family brand and the family name. And my next name is Umhlaba. So my other grandfather, who was blind at the time, said he would travel the world through me because he wasn't afforded the opportunity to travel the world. So my name is Gwandile Mhlaba. And Sikhosana is with the kingship of the Ndebele tribe. The Sikhosana family is third to the throne.
So you're from the royal family?
So yeah, so there's royal blood there. There's also the expansion. There's also the traveling and the exploring of the world. Wow. So that's my purpose, to make sure that I travel the world, and when I travel, I come back and I teach my people what I've traveled. I need to expand on the lives of people. I need to expand on my own life as well. And then also I need to spread the royal blood amongst the people that I encounter on a
Are you also a pastor?
No, I'm not a
Okay.
pastor.
I just want to make sure
No,
of
I'm not a
that.
pastor, no.
All right.
Yeah.
You know, earlier on when I was talking to you just offline, you
Yeah,
told me
yeah.
that you're studying like towards being a lawyer.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that and why being a lawyer?
So there was a lot of injustices that I experienced as a kid. As I said, a lot of people living in shacks, a lot of people not having access to education. So I'm not studying law to be a lawyer, but I'm studying law to have the background of law so that initially I want to be the president of the Republic of South Africa.
Really?
So I want to be an educated president. I want to know about human rights. I want to advocate for these things with having the background.
Wow.
So when I'm here today speaking to you guys, this is a campaign. I want people to watch me and to watch the moves that I'm making. So in the next 5 years, next 10 years, next 20 years, when I lobby the country to be the president, they have journeyed with me in this process of bettering the lives of
I
people.
hope I'll be hired.
I
I am also campaigning.
Yeah, so I mean, with your skills, it's gonna come in handy. So we'll see how we do this thing.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to Ruda Institute.
Yeah.
I know that you're working with a couple of foundations and companies as well, but I know that you've also worked with Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation. What are you guys
Yeah.
doing with them?
So with the Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation, we're doing the business ideation program. So basically, we realize that a lot of people have ideas, but they don't know how to turn their ideas into businesses. So we did a whole program where we're teaching them how to turn their business ideas into businesses. And when they're ready, I mean, the Cyril Ramaphosa does found like incredible work in the entrepreneurial landscape. So they have this fund, it's called the Black Umbrella Fund. So basically, if you've done an ideation program with them, then you are able to access the funds that they have. Okay. And with the fund, they not only give you the money to start your business, but also they offer you office space. If you need a car because you're doing a logistics company, they can offer those things to you. And I mean, when you work for the Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation or when you work with the Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation, you get to every now and then meet the president and meet the people that work with the president. And they might also expose you to other opportunities. Because the idea is for you to start a business and get opportunities. I don't think people are hungry for money. They're just hungry for opportunity. So if you give people opportunities, they'll be able to propel to the next level. Yeah.
But what were some of the challenges when you guys were doing the program that you've identified, and especially among young black, businessmen and women, that you thought they need to fix? Because you said people are looking for opportunities, but it's not just about opportunities, about legacy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think one of which is just like the mentality that we have.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have brilliant ideas. We have a lot of knowledgeable people, very smart intellectuals.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people are in it for the long run. So people just want to make like quick bucks.
Yeah.
That's why they're joining like weird programs because they think they're going to make money and it's going to be rich overnight. It doesn't work like that. And also, I realized that a lot of us as entrepreneurs working within a township sort of like landscape, we don't pay attention to processes or systems. We don't pay attention to the back end. So a lot of people want to start a business and sell the idea, but they don't focus on like the entrepreneurial law, the registering of their patents, their trademarks. They don't focus on developing accounting systems for themselves. They don't focus on making sure that their businesses run well, that they teach the next generation about their business, because succession is a very important thing in business.
Yeah.
You can't just die and then the business dies. You have to teach another person so that your business can live the test of time. I mean, earlier on we were talking about unemployment. That's also a resultant of unemployment, because it's not like young people back in the 80s or back in the 60s didn't start businesses. They started businesses, but you know, those businesses are shut down.
Yeah.
And that contributes to unemployment. But if that person had a succession plan for the next 20 years,
Yeah.
then that business would have been alive, wouldn't employ so many people. So those are some of the struggles that we're experiencing, but we're going to solve them.
But isn't it
surely.
because a majority of black people or young black people, they don't want to really read? You know, and it's like it's like they are such a huge enemies of books.
Yeah.
And I'm not too sure if this is how we're born or is it because of the struggles that we went through.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on that?
So my opinion is twofold. So one, I know like we don't read. And then, but the next reason is that let's look into the cost of reading. Like a book, if you want to buy a book, it can cost about 150, 300 rand. Would you rather buy groceries with 150 rand when you're struggling, or would you rather buy a book? Nah? And then also, we've always been reading. It's just that the kind of material that we had access to wasn't the resources that the people have today. I mean, I've always read magazines. I didn't realize that reading a magazine is equal to reading a novel. It's just that it's short stories. It talks about a specific thing instead of maybe knowledge on running businesses or so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Because you can be a reader and not be informed in certain things.
Yeah.
If you're reading love stories, say for instance, you're not going to know a lot about entrepreneurship. But if you're going to delve around entrepreneurship, this, that, then you're going to be an all-rounded knowledgeable person.
Yeah.
So also we need to look into, when we say reading, what kind of literature are we engaged in? So I think for us as a developing society, we need to sort of like talk about what kind of books do people need to read in order for them to develop in their own spaces. Yeah.
You know, a lot of people at home, I know they want me to ask this question again. They've heard, you know, your story about Cyril Ramaphosa's program, and I think it's a very quite interesting one.
Yeah.
How do I get involved in the program if I want to join in?
Yeah, so we not only do programs with Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation, we've done some with Growth Point, we've done some with DGMT, we've done some programs with Activate, we've done some with quite a lot of other institutions.
Wow.
So basically, if they follow us on social media, we're able to engage with them, and then also maybe if they drop us like an email, all our details are on our social media pages. Drop us an email, we'll have them part of our database, then every now and then when we have something new, we'll talk about it, we'll share it. Because also like, we're going to develop a program with Microsoft now. When that happens, we're going to share that information with the people. So it's all about, let's work together, let's collaborate and see how best we can better each other's lives. Yeah.
I know today you guys were registering young people into one of your, I don't know, learnership program with ATG. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So we're running a program, Entrepreneurship Skills Program, which is a learnership. So basically with the learnership, we want people that wouldn't have had an opportunity to go to UJ, Wits, or Gibbs to study business development. So we're going to teach them everything from scratch, business ideation, all the way to the complexities of registering a patent. We're going to, as I said, my business partner is a legal graduate, part of the board membership. There's lawyers, there's accountants, there's lecturers. So we're going to give you all those expertise when you form part of the program so that you can use that. Say, for instance, we're going to teach you all about writing contracts. And so for 3 months, you're in class. Then for 9 months, you're in practice. So in practice, we're going to teach you about how to get funding for your business, how to write contracts, how to ensure that you indemnify yourself from certain things, how to make sure that you've got non-disclosure agreements. Because also when you walk into this room and you share ideas, what's going to happen if someone takes your idea and then runs with it, you know? So you have to have indemnity forms. You have to have non-disclosure agreements so that you can protect yourself. And a lot of people take those things for granted because they're thinking, I'm a small business, I don't have money to pay a lawyer or what. But we will teach that things so that you can do it yourself. And then part of also the program, we'll teach them about branding, we'll teach them about marketing, we'll teach them about how they can make sure BEE works for their advantage. We can teach them about so many other things.
You know, one person at home would say, I have gone through such a similar program with NYDA or CETA. How are you guys different? Because I mean, we've had a lot of this where people, they study 12 months. After that, they're back at home, still unemployed or still not having even money to start a business. So how are you guys different?
So our thing is different because we are not training you to be a student and that's that. Our thing, our whole philosophy is we want every student that's formed part of the program to start a business, whether it be a side hustle or something that you focus on full time. So basically what we teach is practice. We're not going to teach you business development based on business developments of other people. We're going to teach you, we're going to have facilitators and tutors that will focus on your individual business. So when you go out, you have a business plan, and then when we take you to NYDA to get funding, or when we take you to CETA or CFA, or when we take you to the National Empowerment Fund, you go there already with a strong business case. And if you need assistance, maybe they're saying, your business is not ready to get 1 million rand, or whatever the case may be, we will help you tweak your business plan so that you are ready for that kind of funding.
So if I get you straight, if I want to join this program, I need to have a business idea already.
So even if you don't have a business idea written down or whatever, when you come here, we're going to unearth some of your passions. We've got this thing that we do, it's called theory of change.
Yeah.
Basically, we develop what matters to you and what you think the world should look like in the next 4 or 5 years. And then within that, we've got tools that we use to ensure that we get to understand what business you'd be passionate about should you want to start a business. And that, in most cases, births the idea.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to have an idea or not, but we'll help you. Like after that, there's no way you can start the program and not have an idea.
So how do you incorporate internet evolution in all of this? Because we are so well aware that I might have an idea, but it might be all dated because COVID-19 came and everything changed and everybody has to adjust. So how are you guys helping us in that regard?
So as I said, we are a feeder to a couple of other institutions. Also, we are a feeder to Transnet. So basically, our students, we're going to take them through a process where if they want to do automation, I'm just making an example. Yeah. There's now people doing Legos through 3D printers. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to ensure that they go through that process and then they get to use their tools. They have 3D printers, they have all the tools. Yeah. So basically if you want to play in the 4th Industrial Revolution space and you want to do automation or whatever the case may be, they will take you through that process. I mean, there's a program that the City of Ekurhuleni did a couple of months back where they were teaching people how to get drone licenses. So those are the kind of things we want to engage in. Because in as much as we want to talk about the 4th Industrial Revolution, we aren't there as a country, right? There's a few things that still need to be done. I mean, there's a few communities that still don't have internet. So we want to cater for those guys. Also, we want to cater for the guys that are ready for the 4th Industrial Revolution to say, we are ready. So that's why we feed different institutions with different programs so that if you're ready for this particular thing, you can go here. If you're ready for this, you can go here. Yeah. So that's why we took a very broad idea of the kind of support that we want to initiate for these students.
Someone who's 45 years old is watching at home and she or he's asking himself, am I also part of this? Can I be accommodated or it's only for people between the age of 18 to 35?
Yeah. So for this learnership, it's only 18 to 27. But we run numerous programs. So they should check out on our page online because if you're 45, you might not get money from NYDA, CEDA, GEP, and so on. But there are other institutions that we can take you to. Like I'll make an example with the National Empowerment Fund. Like age is not a factor. So if you come and your business is ready for that kind of support, then we'll take you through that process. So it's not an issue of age. It's just that for this particular program, our focus is like young people.
Wow, that is so beautiful. Thank you so much for talking to us. It's been a pleasure. Rudo Institute, guys, if you want to get hold of them, actually, you didn't even tell us your details in terms of the email address or the website. Okay,
so they can WhatsApp me at 081-538-7603. That's also my phone number. But also you can find us on social media, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's Rudo Institute, and also LinkedIn as well. And then also you can just email us at info@rudoinstitute.org or admin@rudoinstitute.org or kwandile@rudoinstitute.org. So whichever platform that you feel comfortable in, we'll be able to have a conversation with you.
You don't call after 10 or after 7, all right? Please keep it professional. Thank you so much, Kwandile. It's been a pleasure. And hell, we tlile hanya ke kopa o etsa ntho e lokileng. O hloka mosebetsi kapa o hloka ho ithuta, ke kopa hle o ba tshware ka mahala. Empa he etsa ntho e hantle. O ska ba founela motho after 10 o'clock. All right? After the break, we are giving you guys opportunities in terms of funding and other job opportunities that are available in the country. So stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still watching Sfun'Umsebenzi limutlile Skwandile Skhosana tswa Rudo Institution hore na ba etsa botle bo bokaka mesebetsi ba etsang jalo ke kopa o se ba senya nako hle e tsamaya o lo apply e ya website ya bona o kgone ho bona hore na ke menyetla e feng e le hore ba fana ka yona mare he hantse ke le mane ne binoni ke ile ka tsamaya ka re mare no pele ke tla mona e re ke re cheche hanyane le trateng ke re utlwa hore na what are people struggling with exactly, and especially those that have been affected by COVID-19, what are they saying? So please let's take a look. Maafrika matla ke emele paballo pela ka mona ke batla utlwa hore na maikutlo hae a jwang ha o tloa haholo jwang ho unemployment a o se le kae
ke teng le kae mo
ke a bona wa tseba o rege empa ha o rege a ke re
a one a ya tshwara sharp next gare ga ite ka ban number 1 unemployment I ya lokela rona nkareng emotionally e tla ka dintho tse ngata e baka depression, stress, and kaofela dilo tse is a lot to take in, and having to look after other people and turning lelapa as a whole, it's not easy.
Ako njetse o na le family kapa o phela o le mo?
Ke dula le mama le ntatemogolo le bana ba ko gae.
Le survivor jwang?
Manje ke mama le ntatemogolo fela, then yeah, that's it.
Go lapeng.
Mama o sa sebetsa, but ntatemogolo ke pension, so that's re shebile bona fela.
Ha e sa le lockdown ena e qala COVID-19 re hlasela. O cope jwang?
It has been hard because mama le yena ko mosebetsing na emisitswe due to COVID and turning, and since a sebeletsa a private institute, there's no income coming in go more throughout the months, so it has been really hard.
I would like you to face the camera, because one of our duties as Good TV Africa, we are trying to assist people that are unemployed and trying to get the companies that have got those opportunities to assist people like you. So maybe just look at the camera, tell them your qualifications, and tell them ukuthi ana o batla mosebetsi kapa o ipatlela fela o itulela lapeng.
Okay, now by profession, I'm an ECD practitioner. I studied ECD, which is teaching in foundation phase, grade R to grade 4, and yeah, and I've done a few things on the side. Yeah, that's it.
And you are looking for a job or not?
I am looking for a job, and unfortunately now it has been a little hard to do so. Yeah.
Maafrika matle le utlwile, and this pandemic, it seems like it has affected a lot of us. Some of us have been retrenched from works. Some of us, we don't even have enough salaries, because why? Companies are also battling as well. UIF on the other side, they have actually paused the payments. What do we do as South Africans? But I always believe that unity is power. We can beat this thing only if we work together. So companies that are also availing themselves, giving those vacancies, please do so. Good TV Africa is waiting for you to help people like Paballo. Good TV Africa, Sfun'Umsebenzi, please, ha re kopaneng hape bekeng e tlang. Sala hantle. Now this is the time that I think we should just forget about all our problems and let's focus on the light, because where there's a mist, there is always a light. So today I'm just going to share with you some of the opportunities that we have from different companies, because as Good TV Africa and as Sfun'Umsebenzi, it is our duty to make sure that you guys, you don't actually stress that much. So I'm going to start with the first one that is available here. It is coming from the company called the Tech Projects. As you can see on my screen, they are looking for a salesperson with proper knowledge in the following areas: CCTV cameras, access control, alarm system, electric fencing, and VoIP. So please, if you do have your CV in place, make sure that you email your CV at this address. It is only derek@destechprojects.co.za. There is no closing date on this one, so I believe that they are looking as for many people as they can. So the next one that we have here, it is coming from SFG Engineering, and they are looking for the tower crane operator and lift coordinator. So this contract is for 2021, but they are looking for that particular person as in like right now. So if you do have the required skill, please do email your CV to this address right here, michelle@sfgengineering.co.za. They also don't have the closing date, so I guess they are waiting for you. The next company that is seeking for people that are looking for employment is OPG Consulting. They are looking for a professional office administrator, and it is stated here that you need to be fluent in Afrikaans and English, and your communication skills, they must be on point. So if you are interested in this job, please do email your CV to ir@opgconsulting.co.za. Never make a mistake of misspelling their email address, please, my people. go. And then we have the one coming from Dynamic Plastics in Germiston, and they're looking for a receptionist. But the receptionist must be fluent also in English and Afrikaans. If you do have what it takes, if you do have all the skills required, please do email your CV to hr@dynamicsplastics.co.za. And the next company, it is called Chandel. Actually, it's not a Chandel, it's a family that they're looking for a very professional family housekeeper, and you would be earning between 8,000 and 10,000 rand per month. So to apply, please email your CV to chandel@upersontutas.co.za. It is right here on the screen, so please don't get it wrong. Also, there is no closing date. The closing date, so how to complain. And the third one is coming from Sosolbek. Sosolbek, I think it's in Mpumalanga, and this company is called Texal Arms, and they're looking for security officers, mainly for 2 males and 1 female. You must have a grade C, and we all know what a CIRA is, right? And you must be able to speak Afrikaans and English, and most importantly, have your own transport. Please do apply, and the email address is right here on my screen. It's jan@texsalams.co.za. Also, they don't have the closing date. And moving forward, I think this one is the last one that we have right here. In East London, it's a base company that is based there, and they are looking for HR generalist. And this person, he or she will be responsible for a wide range of HR support and advice. But then the requirements, you need 2 years of experience, right? A degree or diploma in HR. You must also have the knowledge in relevant legislation in terms of HR. So please, if you do have all these requirements in terms of the job spec, please email your CV to tolomni@senimanzi.co.za. Please just get this one right, because it's also beating me up. It's written tolomni@senimanzi.co.za. It is right here on my screen. Well, but on la penki a tshepa hore hle le thabetse nno la ka sheko re lekile ka hohle, re lekile manane hore bona re tlise menyetla yohle kaofela le re le file la ka tsena ka sheko. Ke a tshepa next time o tla bontshana le rona ha ntse re tsamaya di company re batla menyetla yo kaofela. Empa he ha ile hore ntse re batla mo Facebookong ke Good TV Africa fela mo ka re fumanang teng, le YouTube page ya rona ntse re le teng. Empa he ha o hloleha o sena dintho tsena tsa di gadget wa tseba di digital what re tshware ka WhatsApp number ke ena screening sa rona, mme re bolele le rona hore o hloka mosebetsi, re tla ne re ha re batla di company tse le hore di tla o thusa le wena he o le mo Afrika Borwa. Until next time, let's meet again. Nna ho tswa ngwana Mosotho, Iva wa Hantiso ke re wena.